Since I've been drinking the water, thanks to Mr. Fred Brown, I have noticed that my sleep has been continuous through the night. I wake up rested. But drinking the water by processing food has been noticeably smooth.
It's been a moving experience.
A moving experience, thank you. I'm drinking the water very seriously now because lactic acid that builds up from sore muscles it's been reduced. I should be hurt.
You're not experiencing muscle fatigue or anything?
No. So I've noticed that as well, besides the sleeping well and that.
For years I've had this crust around the outside of both my feet, just like sandpaper, and it was just horrible, and I didn't know what to do, creams, nothing worked. And I drink a lot of water anyway, so switching to this water, I didn't drink any more, any less, and so it's the only thing I can put it down to. And I want to thank you guys for turning me on to this water.
Has your beautiful wife noticed anything?
Yeah, she's noticed she has more energy now since she's been taking it, and she's pregnant, and she's really noticed a big difference in her energy level.
This Kangen water was introduced to me by my wife, who was suffering some back problems of her own. And what prompted me to try this water was the fact that over the past year or so, I've been having difficulty with my hands stiffening up. It was a form of spasm or carpal tunnel syndrome. With the Kangen water, after 2 weeks drinking this particular water, I started experiencing a tremendous amount of relief in both of my hands with loss of stiffness, especially in the morning. It certainly did help alleviate the discomfort and stiffness that I was experiencing in both of my hands, which I really needed in order to do the procedures that I do on a daily work basis. So the Kangen water has certainly done a remarkable thing as far as I'm concerned to my own personally. And I'm truly a believer in this water.
Well, as I say, I was introduced to water about a year ago, and I am diabetic. And the nice thing that's happened to me is that my blood sugar and so on is decreased and stabilized. I was a very high sugar, all testing that I had done. It's been a revelation to me how much benefits I have received from drinking this water. The other benefit is from my kidneys, and I have noticed with my specialist, when I did my second interview, my first one was, it pointed out that I was on the level that was not good, and that I needed to watch my diet and lose weight, which I've accomplished both. I intend on keeping on my Kangen water and getting my health back into a situation that I feel that is going to lead to some more of the longevity. I'm only 85 and years old, and within a month I'll be 86. And with the continuance of my drinking this water, I'm going in regression because next year I'll be 84.
We bought our machine because of our health, and then it did marvelous things for us with our energy, and we feel that we are younger. We feel that we have something to live for. We can help people as well as ourselves. We went into it with the idea of helping ourselves, and we've helped others, many others, and that's the beauty of it all, is the sharing and the learning and the meeting of new folks at our age. We were in a business that we were sort of all by ourselves, and now this is opening up a new vista to us. We can help, and we can share, and we can be happy. And that's where we are.
I've been drinking Kangen water now for about 3 or 4 months, and I ran out the other week because I don't have a machine yet, and pretty much instantly noticed a difference. I felt bloated, definitely wider in the midsection, and really lethargic. So I've got my water back now, and I'm feeling excellent. And I just can't say how great this water is. I love it. Can't wait to get a machine. My children drink it, and we're all noticing a difference.
I've been suffering for 9 years of stress eczema on my thumb, which usually occur during my menstrual period every month. But since I was introduced on this Kangen and I was taking for 3 weeks, I was so amazed that I did not have my regular stress eczema. Usually I develop abscess on my thumb. It is very, very painful. Usually it's hard for me to do my normal chores. I took three weeks of Kangen water. I did not experience that painful experience on my thumb.
I've had 4 or 5 days now since I started using it, and every day my health seems to have improved. Good. I'm not as tired, I'm not as worn down, I'm not as weary, and some of the pains and aches have gone away.
Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing that you could do this with water.
Right.
It's absolutely amazing.
Right. I didn't believe it myself, and I resisted it for I don't know how long.
Because I was drinking the Kangen water during the dinner party and afterwards, along with the booze, there was no hangover. As a matter of fact, I felt like I could get up and run 100 yards.
So Kangen water, right?
Kangen water, that's it.
That's it's pretty amazing stuff. It just even looks different. So really, it's something when you're gonna have one of these, then you should have a glass of that. You won't have any hangovers.
Tell me about it.
Okay, I'll drink to that.
Cheers.
I was introduced to the Kangen water. I suffer from problems with my knee. The joint area gets extremely painful. And I also have compressed discs in my lower back that have caused severe pain. I drank the water for a couple weeks and noticed that my knee was not in pain anymore. There was no popping. And also it has somewhat relieved the pain in my lower back. I can stand longer, sit longer, and it's done wonders to be able to drink something as simple as water and feel this relief has been great.
Let you know about how miraculous the water was for my joints. I had this problem where I was starting to lose range of motion over a period of time, maybe 10 years. And I started drinking the water, and the first thing I noticed was the expulsion of the impurities in the body. Every time the bathroom, you go to the bathroom, urine very clear. Almost going to the bathroom like you had it's like having a colon cleanser. So those things were the first things I noticed. It was just miraculous. And then I noticed the pain in the joints start to subside. Now they've subsided. The pain subsided completely. I have the range of motion is starting to increase again. I'm starting to stretch a little bit more, and it was pretty incredible. So I'm looking forward to seeing what else happens.
That's awesome. Alwyn, were you in line for a hip replacement surgery?
2 hip replacement surgeries. That's what they suggested. They said what was happening with my joints would only culminate in hip replacement surgery, and so far, I've the pain in the hips has gone. And what's really nice is that the range of motion's increased, and I'm going to start stretching again to see just how far I can go with that. And the most important thing is that I don't need the hip replacement surgery right now. And that's a big plus.
I got the water. He came home and he was throwing up. Usually throwing up will be an all-day process. And at this point, he was only eating chicken noodle or chicken and rice soup for months. So he came home, drank a glass of the water, and went to bed. And he got up after about 6 hours, and usually he would have been up and down all night throwing up, but he wasn't. And he got up and said, "Will you make me waffles?" And I was like, "Yeah, right." But he kept them down with another glass of water. And so then he came out and made macaroni and cheese, had some more of the Kangen water, and it was amazing. Just the first day. From that day on, he has not thrown up. Right now, he's eating anything he wants. He's gained back 14 pounds since he's been drinking the water, and it's just been a complete change. The fevers are gone. He's coming out of his room. He's getting more energy. It's been amazing.
I was introduced in 2006 of November on Kangen Water. I tried that for 2 months and a half, and I canceled my mammogram. I rescheduled it again. I canceled it and rescheduled it for the following month to give Kangen Water time to work on my body, and the result came back normal. So after 3 years of abnormal mammogram with microcalcification in my left breast, it came back normal on January of 2007.
Yes, with Kangen Water, basically, I restored my eyesight. For 35 years plus, I had to wear lenses to correct my vision to see well enough to fly an airplane. Not only that, I could not drive a car without having corrective lenses. And so the proof of the pudding is basically, if you look at today's license, there is no corrective lenses on this sheet here of my new license. Now if you go all the way back, and this goes back to when I used to live on Ethel, it expires on 000. So 8 years before, in 1992, I had to wear restorative corrective lenses in order to see. And even a few years back, I had to wear restorative corrective lenses. So, and these right here, you can see it's a total of almost 20 years where I can show you that I definitely had to wear corrective lenses, and today I do not. Because of drinking at least 3 quarts of Kangen water every single day. And believe me, I was skeptical, but now I'm a true believer.
I drank this ionized water 6 to 8 glasses a day, and I tried it for maybe 3 weeks. I couldn't believe, I was amazed at the change. It was so pure and so delicious. After a few days, I felt rejuvenated. My skin was smooth and moist and released of any toxins. I really highly recommend this water. The name is Kangen Water. Now, once you've tried it, you'll never go back to bottled water again. It is superb.
I think after 2 weeks of chemotherapy, in October, I was introduced by Dr. Nadia with this water, my family and I. They were talking about this water, that it would help, and that it has helped a lot of people who was undergoing problems, like different problems, that it might help me. When I start taking this Kangen water, it helps me tremendously. The tiredness, the fatigue, the aches on my muscles was diminished. I started to be feeling much, much better every day just drinking through this Kangen water.
Started back in June, around the middle part of June, and within the first month, my sugar has started coming down to 300s, which that's still high, I understand, but even that, I wasn't taking my medicine either, and it was still running 300s. And the longer I stayed on the water, the lower it became. And so I started thinking, well, I've got nothing to lose, but now I've got everything to gain, because not taking my medicine, all I understand that's a bad thing, but the water was bringing it down, and I wanted to see what the water done. And now my sugar is in the low hundreds, No medicine. I was on two kind of shots a day, and I was taking 5 pills a day, 2 in the morning, 1 at noon, and 2 at night. So things are really good now. I'm off my pills. Like I said, my sugar's down, low hundreds, 120, 130, and it's steadily coming down. I was diagnosed with diabetes 4 years ago, and this water here is not just any water. Kangen water should be lifeline. But now that I know what it was, there's no question. This stuff is real.
I've noticed a significant change in my health. I've lost almost 20 pounds by drinking this water, and also I had problems going to the bathroom. And before I started drinking this water, and now since I've been drinking the water, I go 3 to 4 times a day. I would recommend this water to anyone. It has really improved my health.
And so this water was a great help to me because it relieved and helped relieve me from that constipation and that sense of being bound up. And I felt that the water not only washed me clean, but as it does on the outside, but rather on the inside and in my own intestines and my own constipation. So I'm grateful for that, and I want to speak in favor of that as well.
If you've ever had RA, and those women or men who have RA know what it's like. I was to the point where I could not walk. Now, when we started me on the Kangen Water, we checked my pH. My pH was somewhere down around 3.5, and I'm always on the verge of hurting, I have had it so bad to where I would cry at night because I knew I had to go to bed, and I had to wake up the next morning and put my feet on the floor. And they told me I would have to live that way for the rest of my life, and I said I would rather be dead. And so, when I said I did the drastic thing of putting myself on a fast and it was a juice fast, and it was created for arthritis, normal people don't do that. You have to be hurting enough to make yourself quit eating for 30 days. But now that I have the freedom of just getting the water and drinking 1.25 gallons a day, it's a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned. And that's the way I feel about it. And I hope to God that it works for everybody the same way it worked for me.
Energy is good, skin feels fantastic, workouts in the gym are good, just all around feel great. All around, seems like my fingernails grow faster, my hair grows faster, just all around everywhere.
Okay, and you're taking the strongest water that's out there. 9.5 pH.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I didn't know the pH that it was that, but if it is, it's fantastic. I drink as much as I can. It just seems to detoxify my whole body.
Do you sleep better?
I sleep great. I never had a problem sleeping, but I sleep fantastic. Put my head down, 8 hours, I wake up. Again, I swear by it.
Did you notice anything else?
As I said, energy's good, detoxification's good. I'm prone to kidney stones. I haven't had no bouts with that now at all. So again, my acidic seems like my acidic rate is totally going.
2 months ago, we bought the Kangen water machine. I had trouble with my legs. The fluids would retain in my legs, and I had to wear braces.
Of the time.
After 1 month of the Kangen water, I no longer wear the braces, and my legs no longer fill with fluid. My wife, who suffers from migraine headaches.
If I have monthly period. So when I start drinking for that, I did not feel migraine headache already. So thanks the Lord for that.
So now our whole family drinks Kangen water, including our friends. They come over for water.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dave Lessman, and I'd like to speak to you a little bit about my experience with Kangen water. About 5 years ago, my parents were undergoing some major health problems. My father undergone 3 heart problems and operations for his cardiovascular system. My mother also was so worried about my father that she started to have some problems with acid reflux, ulcers, and arthritis. My father's health was so bad that the doctor said if he went for surgery, he would probably need a major operation and he'd about a 30% chance of not surviving the operation. My mother, at this point, decided to lay down next to my dad in bed and die with him. She had called me every day crying and said, listen, we've been together since we're 15 and I don't want to survive if your dad doesn't. So I took my dad to the best doctors and hospitals in the world. And a friend of mine, Bob Gradelli, about 6 months ago, came over to my house and told me about the Kangen Water. I didn't know much about it, but I started doing a lot of research. I found out that it was a medical device used in many Japanese hospitals and medical centers. I decided to purchase a machine. I figured I had tried everything, and this was as a last resort. I was going to get this for my parents. I purchased the machine the next day, brought the machine to Laguna Beach, set it up, and told my parents, drink this water like it's medicine. After about 3 weeks, I noticed they started to get up and get the water on their own. They really didn't want me to know. They did it behind my back. I don't know if they didn't want me to know that it was working, because they're very stubborn. I started going with Bob and telling people about the benefits of the water after seeing they were getting, out of bed and walking on their own. And about a month later, I got a call from my parents while I was at a meeting. I heard my mother laughing in the background, which I haven't heard her laugh in 5 years. I said, what's going on, Mom? She says, your father and I are at a Monkees concert in Fashion Island. At that point, I said, you know what? The water, it went to your head. She said, no. Every night we walk 20 minutes. We go to different malls, different concerts, different events, and we walk 20 minutes every night. And it so happens the Monkees are playing in Fashion Island, and we're walking around, and we know you like the Monkees, so we're calling you. And I just couldn't believe it. Tears came into my eyes. I said, I had the chills, and I said, wow, you guys didn't exercise ever in your whole lives, even when you were well. She said, I know, but now we want to exercise, we want to get better. And I said, well, you sound like you're doing incredible. And this was another reason that reinforced my belief in the Kangen Water.